So, help a dirty punk get skunk.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, exactly what it says.
Literally,
I'm just begging for like weed and alcohol.
is that all you want?
Well, when people give me food, obviously it's helpful and whatnot, and I'm not going to spend all of it on booze and weed, but like I usually spend most of my money on that in order to get through the day.
You spend all your money on weed?
Not all of it. I usually look for joint butts. Like people throw away loads of, like dealers will smoke half a spliff and then chuck it on the floor, and then I pick them up and I re-roll them.
Oh, I see. What's your name, by the way?
Stitch.
Stitch?
Yep.
Oh, that's a nice name. Is there a reason for that? Are you called Stitch?
Sewing wounds.
Sewing wounds.
Sewing and wounds.
Oh, you have a lot of wounds on you?
Failure. You don't need to film that. That's
Oh, I see.
self-harm.
I see. So what caused the self-harm? When did you start doing that?
When I fuck everything up, because every time I try to help things, I make things worse. Every time I try to make something better, I make it worse. So my life gets worse. Been homeless for years, fucking squatting and living on the street and living in fucking under bridges and shit.
So where are you from, Mr. Stitch? Are you from around here?
No comment.
No comment.
Yeah, no comment.
Okay. How old are you?
23.
23. And how long have you been homeless for?
Like 5-6 years.
What caused that? What caused it? Why was you homeless?
I don't really want to talk about that, but yeah, I don't have the ability. I'm not legally allowed to work, and I don't have anywhere to go. So yeah, I don't really want to get into the whole story.
Big technicality. I understand. I understand. So what's it like living on the street?
Brutal as fuck, depressing, confusing. Like, I squat buildings, so whenever I am not on the streets, I'm in a empty commercial building, and you've got to like hopefully not have gangsters that want to steal your building and shoot you in the face, or builders that like you didn't realize that this building was like it looked empty, it's been empty for ages, and then you get in and you find out builders are coming in to fix things or to like do up the building for the first time in like 3 years as soon as you finally get in. And then you'll have like, I mean, I've had nail guns shot at me. I've had cops try to bust in illegally. I've had stuff like that. And then other times I've been living in a park for like a week trying to get into places, trying not to get arrested. And you have the cops constantly coming, oh, are you smoking heroin? Are you doing crack? It's like, no, we're just stoners and alcoholics. And yeah, they'll fucking move you on from park to park. You never get any sleep. You're constantly awake because people will try to stab you in your sleep, or people will try to rob you. And like my mates have been like, they've had their ribs and collarbones broken in their sleep. I slept on the canal, I got robbed. Some guy tried to stab me, and I had to rip the knife out of his hand and shit like that. It's terrifying to live on the streets, and you never really, and then you have your whole life coming down on you, like all the existential crisis involving just knowing that the only option you really have is get into another empty building and hope that you're not going to be homeless for another 3 months, and hope that the owner doesn't want to kill you and will just take you to court like they're supposed to legally for squats. But trying to get them to do that, you've got to, usually it's better to get stuff that's owned by like actual commercial companies because they'll do the legal shit. But every now and then you get into a building and the owner is just some dodgy rich person, and they're just like paying gangsters to try and get you out and shit like that. You know what I mean?
So it's super dangerous then.
Fucking really dangerous. I've nearly died a bunch of times. I've nearly had my hands cut off with angle grinders. I've been shoved out by my throat and beat up by like fake bailiffs, not even real bailiffs. Like because normally they get the bailiffs to come and evict you when the fucking court's up and they've got their possession order, and they'll show up and they usually bust the door down 4 a.m. and you just hear bang, bang, and everybody screams, bailiffs, bailiffs, get up, get your shit. It's just traumatizing as fuck. So now every time you hear like a bang in a squat, and you know everybody's, sometimes you have big buildings, sometimes you're all crammed into one room, sometimes you have toilets, sometimes you don't. And sometimes you have like a fucking 5-star fucking bullshit building, and then you know I've squatted like 178 million pound banks owned by HSBC, and and I've squatted like one-room buildings with like a single toilet, and like 10 of my mates were all sitting there together. And every bang, every noise, you just jump because you think you're about to die, or your friends are about to get your heads kicked in, or something.
What, can you not get something though? Can you not find
My mate's got cancer and diabetes. Has been on the housing list for Camden Council for over 10 years, and they still haven't got him a place. He's number like 3,000 now, and that's because they put him in a hostel while he was trying to get off crack and smack back in the day, and he's off it. He's been off it for years, but like, they put him in a crack and smack hostel. Of course, it's fucking, everyone's banging on your door fucking 3 a.m. like, hey man, you want something? Hey, you want to sell? Hey man. Like, and it's just like, you couldn't stay there, and like, you literally don't stay there for a day or two, and they're like, oh, okay, so you're voluntarily homeless because you're not taking our help. It's like, but you're not helping. You're fucking this person up. You're putting them in a place full of the thing that they're trying to get away from. It's not going to help them. It's going to make them worse. But the reality is that then they can say, oh, we tried to help you, and then you didn't want our help, so therefore fuck you. And then loads of people die on the street that way because they could have got help. But thank you.
So I hope this does you okay. I hope you're alright with that.
Anything, man.
Yeah?
I don't even like tuna, but I'm fucking starving. I used to eat tuna when I was a kid. I haven't eaten it in about over 10 years.
Okay. You like you're really hungry, man.
What?
I said you look like you're really hungry.
Normally I go to the food bank to fill the squat and get like canned food and stuff.
Yeah.
But I haven't had any energy. I haven't been able to fucking do anything. I'm barely able to get out of bed.
So who's that performing? Is that you performing?
No, this is Grand Collapse. Grand Collapse is a mate of mine's band. The singer just died recently.
Wow.
Yeah, my other mate as well just died. He got murdered.
What's it like being a punk? I've always wondered.
Hard.
Boring. What does it consist of? What is it? What's the fundamental of being a punk?
Politics. Equality. Anti-capitalism. Doing everything DIY. People say the system, they mean the capitalist system. There's a lot of punks that go around, big fucking mohawks, and they love to patch up everything, and they think it's about being hard or being angry. But if you listen to the music, especially the proper underground music, like that's where punk started. It's always been underground. And even commercial, the majority of the punk community will argue to you it's not really punk. If it's not punk if it's about making money. It's not punk if it's prejudice. Like, prejudice is the least punk you can get, because pretty much all punk was about being disenfranchised and people not being treated equally, and money being a massive root of that. And people, money is power. Money allows you to control other things and other people, and that you can't have a free or equal society if people can hoard something that isn't even a resource, only to take the resources from people who really need them, because money has this inherent, it doesn't have any inherent value. It represents value, and because it represents value, if I grow 1 million potatoes, it's not going to do me any good. I can't eat 1 million potatoes before they all go bad. But if I sell 1 million potatoes, I can have, say, $1 million or pounds or whatever. And if you have all that money, you can hang on to that for 30 years and it's still valuable, and you can still get stuff without doing anything. And that's the point, is that not only that, but also you have people that are born into wealth, and minorities and whatnot. They don't usually get that. They usually get redlined. And then you have doing it DIY, not allowing people to tell you what to do or what your art should be. But most punk, do refugee benefit gigs, and they'll do benefit gigs for people who need to get out of prison for something they didn't fucking do or should not be in prison for. A lot of punk songs are about brutalities of war and the like homophobic abuse, people that get the shit kicked out of them just for being gay or get murdered on a regular basis. A lot of the punk community is, you know, like gay, black, Mexican, immigrant, like all the fucking, you know what I mean? And it's all meant to support people being fucking equal and against money and whatnot.
I think you're famous. People care so much about what you have to say.
I wish they did. It's hard to get people to care. That's why I write music. You know what I mean? Like, you write lyrics and you get a microphone and they have to listen.
I hope they do. And also, I hope you was able to help people today.
Dude,
At
you
least a
fucking
little
gave me
bit.
food. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I hope you have a lovely day today.
Thanks,
All right,
man.
thanks a lot.
What's your